I've been exploring racing simulation Monaco Grand Prix for the very first time and been really enjoying it. I think it might be one of the best of the PS1 era despite not having an official Formula 1 licence. The handling model and the physics is a lot of fun, the AI are smart, they defend, they attack, they fight each other, they make mistakes. There's one final thing I would like to try out though, and that is a proper race weekend. Single race mode is literally there's no qualifying, you just pick a place on the grid and go. So I'd like to see what it's like doing a full practice quali race. So we're going to jump into round 1 of the championship. Not to start a championship, just to literally see what it's like. And there's a few key things I would like to find out. For example, one of the selling points of this game is how much you can tinker with the car setup. But can you still do that in a race weekend? Because in lots of the other games, once you get into a session, you can only tinker minor things. Can you still change everything in practice and qualifying? Speaking of qualifying, do the AI remain a consistent challenge compared to how they are in the race, or is it slightly off-kilter as it is in some of the other games? And also, is there time acceleration, which is a given today, but it wasn't in the Bizarre Creations games. So let's head to Australia with a Heinz-Harald and give it a try. Here we go, one final little exploration of Monaco Grand Prix Racing Simulation 2. So, like I said, this is not me starting a championship. I do think I would like to do one at some point, whether it's a different season, whether it's some fantasy elements. But for now, I just want to see what the format's like. I just want to see how things go. So once again, we are going to head over to Williams and Frentzen. This is the rename that I did at the start of the last episode. Once again, we will have damage on. I'm going to keep the gearbox on auto for now. Put them on expert. We'll keep the weather at random. Penalties on. And just a 10% race. Okay, here we go. So, Australia. So we're going to have a 6-lap race. Immediately, there's a weather forecast, which is good, very good. F1, F197, I don't think even F198 had a weather forecast sorted yet, despite the fact that 97 and 98 had variable weather as well, where it could change within a session. This doesn't have that. This is, I think, just similar to random weather that you'd get in Formula 97, so it will just be on a session-by-session basis. It could be fully sunny, but then fully rainy, and so on. So let's head out into practice. Once again, we can change the car setup. Very detailed. We'll turn the fuel down a little bit. But my main thing is, can you actually still change all of this in practice? Because, again, in the Bizarre Creations games, once you go out to practice, you were then limited by how much you could actually change. So here we are at Albert Park. And the first thing I am going to do, rather boringly, is head into the pits. Although interesting in the top corner, I've moved my box now finally so you can actually see the top corner. Lap 1 of 30, so you only get 30 laps of practice. So into the pits we go. So, garage. Is this going to literally load the garage menu and I can change all the settings? Excellent. Immediately, big tick there, so I can now completely tweak everything in practice and get the car feeling exactly how I want it to. Very good. Okay. Now I do have to give credit to Formula 198, because I'm pretty sure that game did allow you to change all of the car settings if you went into the pit as well. So, credit where credit's due, that was the first of the officially licensed games to do that. But this one allows you to do it, so that's good. So we'll head out and do some practice laps. I wonder if we'll see any other cars out on track. Like I said, this doesn't seem to be a timed session. Well, slightly annoying, it has changed my camera for me. And I'm guessing pit round just literally means I'm on an out lap. Established already that this game very much has a way with words. Crap! Like I said, it's annoying how sticky the grass can be, but the spin out is is pretty good. Oh, okay, let's set a flying lap and just get our eye in, because we're gonna be going for it in qualifying. I want to see if we can qualify well for the race. Although that's a terrible approach to turn 1. I've not found my braking zones yet, clearly. Car understeering and pushing wide. Christ. Struggling. I think I do need to make some setup changes because the car doesn't feel great. Although interestingly, I have just slammed into a wall. I've noticed the actual car monitor isn't there for practice for some reason, so maybe you are unburdened with the worries of damage and tyre wear while you're practicing. Oh, both those laps were awful. Very verifiably up. To be fair, I knew the car felt bad. I should have gone in the pits. I'm going to have to do a full lap again. Yes! Sorry, that seems... If you play modern F1 games, you'd be like, what are you getting excited for? That's not a thing in this era. It's a very minor thing when you think about it today, because it's very basic. But at the time, no one thought to do that. And now I can jump straight back in the pits and tweak my setup. I'm going to increase my steering lock a bit. Might go a bit more front wing for some turn-in. I'm going to move the brake balance forward a bit. Okay, let's see how it feels. It does feel it does feel like you're just on track alone, it has to be said. So the atmosphere isn't quite there. And someone did say in the comments of like a previous video, it's like, hey, would you miss Murray? I kind of do miss Murray and Martin from this era. It is just lacking a little bit of atmosphere, but in terms of the actual driving challenge, still lots of fun.
Wrong direction.
It was the wrong direction, thank you, sir. I just touched the grass there, the tiniest bit. So it's not always sticky. That immediately felt better. Slightly annoying you don't get splits. So it's not telling me like if I'm up or down after a sector. That's I like having that feedback, and that is pretty basic stuff, but okay, slight improvement. I have no idea what you just said. You speak up, man. Still left plenty of time on the table, but let's see if we can find it in qualifying. So, quit.
Practice stopped.
Thank you. Okay, so it still looks sunny for qualifying. In terms of results, is there anything? No, so there's no practice results or anything. It's right. Okie dokie. So, as it is in the rule set at this point, we've got 12 laps. Let's set a first flying lap, get a time on the board, and we'll go from there. Oh, we do get... Okay, in qualifying we get a split. Seems a bit odd we don't get that in practice, but okay. Doesn't really tell me much though, just 29 seconds. We'll see if that's good or bad in a moment, I suppose. Costly touch of the grass though. That instantly feels like probably one of my better laps. I could do 31, 30.9. Okay, can I snap to the pits? I can. So, we could still go back into the garage and change the setup. Grading, I'm guessing, is standings. Is that time acceleration? Yes! It's the little things. Thank you. Thank you for having this. Again, credit where credit is due. F198, also the first of the officially licensed games to introduce time acceleration in qualifying. In F197, you just had to sit through the session. What is interesting though is when I come into this screen, my options are literally freeze time or have it just go quickly. So Coulthard currently on provisional pole with a 128.2, and we've done a 130.9, which is enough for 4th at the minute, but plenty of people need to set times. I hate that. Stop moving it. Newman Haas Racing did this. Stop flashing, but let me control what I see. Right, actually, because I want to find as much time as possible. Let's bring the fuel right down. Again, interestingly, there's no like car status bar in that right corner. It just seems to be replaced this time by like the splits when they come up. I don't know how many laps, like how much fuel per lap you're using, which is a slight oversight. Or is the L laps? Because I've just assumed that's litres. Is it just this is 15 laps of fuel? We'll do 20 in case it's not. One thing they haven't thought of, which is now commonplace in these games, is skipping to a flying lap, which I also do appreciate. And I know that's not very simulation, but I talked about this when I did a video in ACC, driving around Bathurst. You know, as much as I appreciate the ability to do everything as simulation, I also like the ability to save time as well, because if you're a person that doesn't have lots of time and you just want to jump on and do a race, you don't want to be forced to sit through a full hour qualifying session. You don't want to be forced to have to do an outlap. Obviously give you the option to do it as realistic as possible, but at the same time, these additions I think are really good, so more people can experience the game. Oh, we do see another car out on track now as we come to the end of our outlap. Is that Minardi? It is. I think. It's very darkly lit, that car. This is going to ruin our lap almost immediately as we head into the braking zone of turn 1. Flipping Minardi, my guy!
Wrong direction.
So if we have a look now, I mean the front wing is wobbling. So have I got damage? Oh, I feel like the car is damaged actually. Spun it off the curb then. Put the power on while I was on the curb and spun it. I do really like that about it, which makes me again slightly more disappointed that they haven't done a bit better with the wet weather handling. It's not like the handling's bad, it's just not like as good as F197's wet weather handling. So 7/10 down. Is that 7/10 down on my previous best or on pole? I'm not sure. So that's the intervals are to my previous best, not to first in the session. So, okay, fair enough. Let's accelerate to the business end of the session, shall we? Let's do like the last 10 minutes where everyone's going to be getting laps in I'm going to see what the representative thing is. We've slipped down to 6th in the order. Actually, 23 minutes to go. Most of them have done all of their laps, which is not something you typically see. So that's not quite realistic. Right, well, since we now kind of know what the top lot are, let's see if we can better our time and get onto the first page. Carried a bit too much speed into there. Car just understeering wide. This is going to be an improvement. How much of an improvement? Oh, we go up to 5th. This will get us into the 28s if we can keep it up. Can't remember what I think it was low 28s for Coulthard, so probably not pole. Definitely not pole. Locking up, going deep into that one, touch the grass. I am throwing this lap away. Absolutely awful final sector. That's absolutely ruined it. Wow. Let's run the time to the end, but to be fair, everyone's done. Everyone has just had enough. Okay, so there are our official results. Coulthard from Häkkinen, Schumacher from Irvine. 1998 realism very much in there. And where's Villeneuve in the end? I completely missed it. 8th. Behind Wirtz and Hill. There is our grid. Häkkinen from Coulthard, Schumacher from Irvine, Frentzen from Wirtz. Here we go. Lights come on. And off we go. That fuel bar is very low. It's only a 6-lap race. Hopefully it's not going to be an issue. Sluggish start. I'm used to those in these games. We're going to go around the outside of Wirtz though. And we hang on to our 5th place. Right, let's see if we can get Frentzen fighting for a win in the Winfield. Oh, the Ferraris! Ferraris are fighting each other. It's that Irvine on Schumacher. It is. Oh, wow. Ted Wine getting... Oh! I'm too busy No! No! Quick! Spin it round! Too busy spectating the Ferrari infighting. I get done by Wirtz and then just blow it. And we're in 18th. Right, got the Prosts up ahead. Panis and Trulli in that order. We are not going to get back up to the points. Ooh, dear me. It's lots of teammate on teammate action in this first lap. We've got a Stewart up next, Magnussen. Come on. Slightly superior speed, I think, in the Williams. Bit of a traffic jam here while they tangle with each other. I'm going to get past one arrows. Nearly tried to send it on the next one. Both slightly moving towards the racing line just to try and dissuade me. Stewart right behind me. Oh, this is not going to be good. Oh, we've done it. just. Herbert next. Oh. Okay, doing okay. Oh, God. Christ, they basically parked it on there. That was a very unceremonious dive bomb that I'm lucky to get away with. Slightly bang out of order. We've got 7 seconds up to Wirtz, who's also dropped. Obviously not as far as we did. .29.1 there, pretty good lap. We are slowly reeling in Wirtz. Try and get him back at the place he got us, although I've not really taken that section pretty well. We might have got to run out of this one. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, too far back. Oh, don't do it again. Come on, Alex. I don't know why I'm having a go at him. That's on me to get past him. Doesn't look like there's many other cars up in front of Alex. We've got a good run through turn 1 though. Come on, come on, come on. Avoid contact. I hope he doesn't try and send this on us here now. No, we slam the door very nicely. Just over a lap and a half to go. Gap is 4 seconds to Ralph. Okay. Christ, nearly wide onto the grass. As we can see, Ralf Schumacher. Oh no! Far too eager. I was already thinking about trying to overtake Ralph here. And then think, oh, maybe we could sneak into 7th. Maybe think on what you're doing at the moment, so you don't drive off the road. I know Albert Park is technically a street circuit, but it's got the feel of like a purpose-built circuit. And I just have to say, again, it's on the purpose-built circuits where the handling feels really good, and it feels really smooth, and the racing feels really good. The only disappointment for me has ironically been Monaco, but I also will hold my hands up on, you know, some skill issues in there as well. Come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Gonna have a terrible line through. Where is he? Oh, I've kind of squeezed him out of road. We do take 8th. And the race has been won by... Oh, I've accidentally skipped through. By David Coulthard. Eddie Irvine 2nd. Schumacher 3rd. Hakkinen dropping. So after a good day where we out-qualified our world champion teammate, we've made a bit of a fool of ourselves. Decent to recover to 8th, but Villeneuve grabbing a point for Williams. I'm definitely going to do a season of some description on this game. Whether it's a Justice 4 season, whether it's to do 98 in a different way, to do 96, I think that's a good option, because you're literally only swapping out one track of the calendar, Estoril for a one ring, or just a fantasy season, which Aubrey, friend of the channel, had a really good idea, and I'm kind of... I might look at doing that later this year. I think I stand by my assessment that it's one of the best Formula 1 games on PS1, even though it's technically not. Is it the best? No. I think there's things that kind of have it sat just below those Bizarre Creations entries of Formula 1 and Formula 1 97. But this is superb. This is really good. The gameplay is excellent. it makes me want to go back and race again. The AI is pitched perfectly, I think, because I've not won a race yet in all of these, but I feel like it's within my grasp. Racing Simulation Monaco Grand Prix is excellent. I'm sorry I never played you because you didn't have a license. That's completely on me. But I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I say, this game will return to the channel in future in some form, but there's lots of other stuff going on. Formula 1 97 coming to an end, Formula 1 98 starting, God help us, and lots more PS1 stuff occurring as well. So I do hope you'll join me for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.